You know what the biggest challenge of sleeping in your car is? Is actually finding some place to sleep, some place to lay your head at night so that you feel safe and secure. So my name is Sun Yanasan and this is Why Not Money. And in today's video, I'll be telling you exactly where I sleep or what places I like to sleep at when I'm living in my car. Make sure to subscribe so you can see more videos like this about saving money, making money, investing money, and car living videos. So I'll go ahead and talk about some of the best places that I think of living in your car. So really, it's all about safety and security and peace of mind. That's the biggest issue when you're sleeping in your car, is that you want to be able to, feel stress-free. You don't want to feel like you're looking over your shoulder or that you're possibly going to get knocked on your door by a cop or something like that. So I will just have a disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor, but two, you're gonna want to go ahead and look into your city ordinances and like your different laws in the area that you're at, because it's going to be different everywhere. I want to just have to say that right now. But if you're going to go ahead and continue with this journey and continue with this lifestyle, I'm going to tell you some of the best places. So one, gyms like Planet Fitness or Anytime Fitness. I have Anytime Fitness and Planet Fitness subscriptions. It's good for living in your car. One, because you can take a shower, but two, usually places like that are 24 hours. Especially if you have a subscription to Planet Fitness or Anytime Fitness, it makes it look more legit for you to be in the parking lot, sitting there for hours on end. You could just be sitting in your car, eating food, and then go work out, go take your shower, and do anything that you really want to do while you're there. I've seen people sit there for hours. I've seen big campers and RVs parking Planet Fitness. I've seen people who probably sleep in their car as well. And all I'm saying is that something like that is a lot less suspicious, just because it's open 24 hours. People are usually going to be there for at least an hour or two anyways if they're going to be working out. So it's not a big target. So one of the next places I would say is Walmart, or a big parking lot where a lot of people are going to, daily. That's why I say like places that are open 24 hours are a great place. So like places like Walmart, it's a huge supermarket. So there are many parking spaces. And one of the best things to do is like right here, I'm in front of the movies. If I was gonna be trying to find a place to sleep, I wouldn't park right here in front of the movies. I would park a little bit further down or in some location that's just like a little bit more inconspicuous. This is right in front of the establishment. Me, I like to park in places, it's snowing outside, you guys, but like see like these corner, like this corner parking space right here. I'll probably park in this corner parking spot, or just like by this flagpole, somewhere that's like by itself, and that if somebody was parked there for a long time, it doesn't seem like it would be odd. Also, a tip just for parking in your car and sleeping overnight in general is you want to turn your lights off. Some cars have this auto daylight setting with their cars. So I'm gonna tell you this tip, it's gonna help a lot, is you wanna put your parking brake on and you wanna turn your lights all the way off. Some people have lights that are like running daylight lights, and their lights don't all turn off all the way. So you stick out like a sore thumb. If you're sitting with your car turned on and your car running, then it just makes you be a target. So places like this, the movies, the mall, these places have huge parking lots, and they usually have overnight shifts. So that's why I said like Walmart, grocery stores and stuff like that, because people are usually working there overnight anyways. So just park somewhere that's inconspicuous, a little bit farther than anybody else. And if you do only have one license plate, like say if you don't have it in the front and the back, maybe park in such a way that your car is facing the opposite of where your license plate at. So if you don't have it in the front, park back in, so that way there's no license plate in the front. Just that way, if anybody tries to get nosy, they would have to do a lot more work to like figure out what you're up to. All right, so a third place is a place like a restaurant. And when I say a restaurant, I mean like Sonic or Whataburger. Places that are usually, like, again, open 24 hours. If you were to park there, who really cares that you're there for a little bit? You're usually there to get food, people eat in their cars. Those are places that I've parked at and I've had no issue. Places that I would avoid is residencies that you're unfamiliar with, you know, unless you've been there for a little bit. But I wouldn't probably park inside the average neighborhood because people like to take care of the neighborhood. So they probably have like neighborhood watch or things like that. I wouldn't park in like a small shopping center that's right next to like some place that's not open, because then you again look like a target, especially if you have a car that makes sound like that runs while you have the keys on. Because right now, like it's snowing for me. So if I wanted to keep warm in a normal car, I would have to turn on the keys and start the engine, and that ignition sound, that's a loud noise, and just having it on, it, you know, rattles just the engine moving. And that's just again putting a target on your back and making you too noticeable. I have a Tesla, so it's silent. That's why I actually wanted to get the Tesla, because if I was going to be planning on doing this method of living in my car, I wanted a car that's not as obvious as something like I had before, like my Kia, which is just a straight up gas engine. A lot of newer cars nowadays, they do shut off when you're not moving, or like they have like a hybrid type of function. But you know, if you have an older car, you know, you start that up, cranking that thing, it's gonna be really loud, and it's gonna just make you stick out. Another tip is just maybe parking in between other cars. If you're not gonna be parking on the outskirts, like I said, maybe find some cars that you see, like if you are in the same areas over and over, maybe you'll see a few type of cars that are just in the same place all the time too. So maybe park in between those. Like if you see two big trucks, park in between those trucks, and that way you're not making yourself as noticeable, because you're blocked by other vehicles, other obstructions like bushes, trees, things like that. Another good tip is to get window covers. So you just want to go on Amazon or whatever auto dealer that you trust and put in your make and model of your car and find something that will fit your window. Or you can actually just make them. You can just get a piece of paper, construction paper, put it right up to your window and trace out this window line, and then just cut it out and put it right there. You can use insulation, black fabric, hot glue gun, and you can just DIY it yourself. There's plenty of videos online on YouTube that will help you do that too. So you want to cover, you know, your windows, the back windshield, and the front windshield, because people are nosy. And if you don't have windows tinted, which is another good tip, you can get your windows tinted. But if you don't, people are going to go ahead and try to look inside your car and see what you're doing. So you just want to be able to be as inconspicuous as possible. If you are going to be living in your car, maybe don't have such a it's kind of hard if you already have bought your car, but maybe don't have such a bright colored car, like a yellow car, a red car, a glitter, sparkly, holographic car, or like, you know, multicolored car. My car is black. My last car is black. And so I would suggest that if you could choose, if you're going to be doing this long term and you have a choice in the matter, try to get a black car, a gray car, a dark blue car, dark green, you know, just some type of neutral tone, something that just like blends in with the background that people would not be focused and paying attention to. And you just want to pay attention to any place that you're at. Make sure if they have signs that say no overnight parking. Some places are very explicit and specific with their no overnight parking rules. I mean, most places are like that anyways. So just be careful and just pay attention to that. So if you do have something like a Tesla, also the charging stations, you know, if you have like a hybrid car, maybe go to like one of those charging stations, be over there, plug your car into there, charge it up. You know, that's a way to just spend some time, waste some time, and then you could just be at the gas station for a while. Again, there's certain places that you can be at for like maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then there's places where you can be at for a lot longer, like, you know, 4 to 6 to 8 hours. And all these places that I'm mentioning, if you're gonna be living in your car, staying in your car like that, you want to have a rotating like roster of places that you're like going to. You know, one day I'll be at Planet Fitness. The next day I'll be at Anytime Fitness. The next day I'll be at Walmart. The next day I'll be at Target. The next day I'll be at Sonic. The next day I'll be at the movies. And just rotate it like that and kind of do it randomly, so that way if people are being nosy because that's the biggest thing is this. People can't mind their own business, and they have to make your business their business. Another tip that I would have is that, yeah, you can have your window covers up, which is great. But if you are living in your car, try to keep your car clean. Make it seem like you don't live in your car. So that way, if somebody did come up to you, especially when you're sleeping at night, you want to keep your car clean when you're sleeping at night. So that way, if somebody does come up to you or knock on your door like a cop, then it just looks like you're just sitting in your car. You're just doing whatever, something normal. Like just have things in a certain way so it doesn't look like you are living in your car or sleeping in your car, because it is illegal. It's not legal to sleep in your car, mostly because they consider it like if you're tired and you're sleeping in your car, it's almost as if like you're drunk driving, because it seems like you're not able to function if you needed to drive. So another place is just a rest stop. A rest stop, if you're close enough to a rest stop, like, you know, one of those rest stops in between states, pull over into one of those or go to one of those. I don't know everybody's situation, but me, I have a job, so you know, I go to work. Oh, and I also sometimes I stay at my job's parking lot. I sleep in my job's parking lot, but it's kind of too obvious now because I have a very specific license plate, and I also have a Tesla. So people point out Teslas, like, you know, they just point Teslas out. You know, like me and my friend, we have a game where we do like punch buggies or like Tesla. So like you just point out like, oh, there's a Tesla. So again, just like your car, depending on what kind of car you got, it might be kind of obvious if you're going to be at these locations a lot over time. But yeah, you guys, these are the tips that I have as far as sleeping in your car. Make sure you subscribe for more videos talking about living in your car, saving money, everything like that. My name is Sun Yalan-san, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.